let's show the board today for the first day of the year. It's kind of hard to see, I guess. The Voice, Hacks, St. Denis Medical, Entertainment News, I believe, Access Hollywood, and Happy's Place are all filming, it seems like. Or at least that's what the board says.
I will be your guide for the next 45 minutes. We have sets, stuntmen. Excuse me, I had something caught in my throat. Hello everyone, welcome aboard the, Welcome aboard the world famous Universal Studios tour. As you board the tram, move all the way to the far right, turning in all the available seats. Young children who speak do not touch the floor of the tram, should be seated away from the outside gates. Be mindful of those gates, and as gates will come down momentarily. Watch your arms, legs, and hands as the gates come down. Does everyone have 3D glasses? If you do not have the 3D glasses, raise your hands. Keep them up in the air. Our studio tour ambassadors will see that and get your pair of 3D glasses. They are for King Kong 360 3D. That's part of the tour. Once we take off, you will not be able to get those glasses. So, once again, make sure you have your 3D glasses. Looks like everybody has them. All right. Don't put them on yet. Don't melt your eyes. It's very painful and embarrassing. There is no 3D happening just yet. In fact, we're doing all the work for you. Sit back, relax, enjoy the tour. When it's time to put the glasses on, one time when to put them on, you only have to wear them one time, so just hang on to them for now. So you're probably wondering why I gathered you here today on New Year's Day. Well, we're going to take the world famous Universal Studios tour, and we're going to take the tour on an electric tram. That's right, you're sitting on an electric vehicle, and as part of Universal's commitment to sustainability, in these electric trams, they have regenerative brakes. That means you put the brakes on, it charges the battery, and we all get younger. So we got that going for us, which is nice. They're going to take it to an actual working movie and television studio, and since today's a holiday, we have the whole place to ourselves. Now, there's certain areas that are being prepared for upcoming production that we can't get into, but everything else is up for grabs. Marines, we are leaving. Say goodbye to everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
My co-workers, it's just us. You got to run to the whole place. So, my name is Marcellus. His name is Gladys. Ready to take you behind the scenes of the biggest and busiest production studio in Hollywood. I'd like to introduce you to my co-host, but I won't. I'm just playing. You know him as the host of The Tonight Show. It is Jimmy Fallon. Hey, Jimmy.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Marcellus.
And the greatest driver.
Her name is Gladys.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Marcellus.
it owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Where did that come from? Well, all right, just a few safety rules. Pay attention to the quiz if you're at the tour. First off, you need any personal assistance of any kind. If you have a medical emergency of any kind, if you drop something over the side of the tram that's important to you, or if you have any audio or visual issues like you can't hear me or see me, give a tug on the emergency cord located above you at the center of the tram. The tram will stop when it is safe to do so, and I will come back to assist you. Otherwise, please remain seated inside of the tram at all times, keeping your arms, legs, and hands inside of the tram at all times. And keep in mind, the studio is private property. If you happen to drop anything like your cell phone, or you need to use a restroom, or if you're going badly, don't get on with the tram. It is wet, and it is trespassing. They will come and hit you. Very embarrassing. Just give a tug on the emergency cord. Sit back, relax. I'll come back to assist you. That's my job. Also, there is no smoking of any kind on the tour. And you prevent because throughout the tour, there are loud noises, sudden kind of movements, fire effects, and water effects throughout the tour. So if you take a photograph, you see water coming toward you, protect your cameras. They may get wet. And finally, for your safety and the safety of those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you're on the tour. Well, those are the rules. Now we're putting back to you, starting with you. I'm just playing. That's it. We're leaving the theme park now and taking you to the actual working movie television studio. We're so Hollywood's biggest hits in the work every day. Look, movie posters on the right. Just a few examples of movies we made here at Universal Studios, starting back in 1914 with an epic silent film entitled David and Pickness. What we got in theaters right now, such as Wicked for Good and I 1932. Now, you notice all these vehicles around here, all this construction and things going on. Well, all around it, found Universal Studios on this string of stadiums. world because it's a city built for communities, which you know, right? We are a city. We're usually known as Universal City Studios. We have a zip code, a fire department, a bank, a post office. The other county sheriffs have a substation on the property to help us enforce the laws. And we're building a gem of this roller coaster called Fast and Furious Hollywood Trip. Come back in, well, this year. Come back and visit us. I don't know when it's going to open yet, but soon enough. So we're heading down to the front lot. This is where we have the great going. Inside of these buildings, we can create an exact environment that the store demands. You see? So here we are on the front lot. We're passing between the studio property and the theme park for a moment. On your right, the theme park. Passing right by Super Nintendo World. Home to Mario and Luigi. The stars of the biggest movie of 2023. The Super Mario Brothers movie. To your left, studio property. And sound stages that we use primarily for interior filming. We use for all sorts of pocket productions that include the mayor starting to learn things called Shelton and the Coco Jones. Then finished up their fourth and final season. That's streaming on Peacock. That's our streaming platform. And you know what? Before streaming came along, Universal dominated the broadcast airwaves with 80% of the television shows. Check this out. Universal created all these shows. You probably have heard of these shows or watched them. They're all Universal. Universal took it a step further by making movies for television known as the Movie of the Week. The Sentiment Mystery is the most popular. Characters such as Columbo, McCobb, and Little Light. They spun up their own series of film of a lot. The longest running was Columbo, starring Peter Falk. And speaking of Columbo, you got to check this show out. It's on Peacock. It's called Poker Face. It stars Natasha Lyonne. And it is just like Columbo, right down to the opening credits at the beginning of the show. But there's a couple of twists in the show. And also, we're home to Ted, starring Seth MacFarlane, Scott Grimes, and Max Burkholder. We filmed 2 seasons on our lot. That's streaming on Peacock. You should check out Peacock. Peacock has some really, really interesting shows. If you're a big fan of video games, you might know about Twisted Metal. Well, Twisted Metal is a series of Peacock, and it's really good. It starred Anthony Mackie and Stephanie Beatrice. It's a really good show. They make a great team on this show. Hey, coming up on your right, you have soundstage being used for our workplace comedies, such as The Paper from the producers of The Office, starring Dumbo Gleason, Chelsea Fry, and Oscar Nunez.
Hi, Studio Tour. We're here on the lot where we film The Paper, which follows our characters' day-to-day lives as employees of a struggling newspaper, the Toledo Truth-Teller.
That's right. Unlike many other TV shows, The Paper uses multiple cameras and a variety of shot types and movements to give our show a true documentary feel.
Because the camera is always around whenever we're on the set, it's important that we stay in character.
Hey, Oscar, what's your favorite part of working on the role?
I wasn't expecting you to ask me that. You know what? I love being around talented, wonderful, hilarious people. I also get to work with Chelsea Fry. How about you, Chelsea? What's your favorite part?
Oh, I love waving to the trains.
And she knows who. The Paper. They're coming back for season 2 this year. These stages to your right are currently in use for season 5 of Hacks, starring Gene Smart and Hannah Einbinder. Both Emmy Award winners. That's a Universal show that streams on HBO Max. To your left, a series of tan bungalows that were once permanent dressing rooms for movie stars such as Doris Day, Brock Hudson, Amy Stewart, Paul Newman. Today, the production office is occupied by the likes of Mark Platt. Mark Platt Productions brought the hit musical motion picture Wicked, sung Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Academy Award-winning Michelle Yeoh, and Jeff Goldblum, directed by John M. Chu. Now we've got Wicked for good.
That touching display. Shiz. I scare you?
I'm a public figure now. People expect me to thrive. Be encouraging. Are you crazy? Please, where'd you get that?
Rated PG.
She got that from me. So, Wicked is coming home for good, and don't miss the chance to watch this cultural phenomenon at home now. Buy it today with an exclusive sing-along and over 1 hour of never-before-seen bonus content. Check out the Wicked for Good poster in the exhibit scene, and scan the QR code to see the exclusive featurettes. And to your left, you got that big gray building there, House of Two Sound Studios, and it's been home to our workplace comedy, St. Dennis Medical.
Welcome to St. Dennis Medical Center.
St. Dennis Regional Medical.
I have access to some really good stuff, and I will hook you up.
No, man. How's the test?
Like the Avengers, you know?
We're not supposed to have favorite patients, but we do.
I also want to get better. No kind of blotchy.
It's the other one.
Oh my God, that's much worse.
St. Dennis Medical, and just wrapped up season 2, starring David Allen Greer, Winnie the Clinic W, and Allison Tolman. Hey, look at this, we're on the back lot. We can take it any place we want on our back lot. We're on our way to a remote island known as Skull Island. Here's Academy Award-winning director Peter Jackson to guide us.
The Universal Tram is winding its way through a very rough, narrow trail in Skull Island, allowing the visitors a little sneak peek at some of the wildlife at Skull Island.
Oh, look at the wildlife at Skull Island. Wait a minute. Oh!
In a sense, this is like a mini sequel, a mini continuation.
Hang on a second.
Just
You guys look a little nervous. Don't be, because Gladys and I have been to Skull Island many times. We've gone on many drives, played beer pong. All you got to do is follow the rules and hang on tight. Adventure awaits. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Skull Island.
okay, glasses on everybody. We're back to Skull Island.
Ladies and gentlemen, King Kong 360 3D. This one's the most. It's big. It's really big. Exciting battle was produced by Peter Jackson and his award-winning team of Planet Effects. It won 7 Academy Awards for conventional. King Kong, the waterway trilogy, Avatar, and the anyhow, that's the only one portion of the tour. That's the only tour. The 3D lines that we determined to be on the tour. So now we're on the back lot. And this is where we do large-scale exterior filming for movies and television shows. Let me show you some sets of some of your favorite movies and television shows. The sets that you see on our back lot, they look like real buildings, but they're not. They're what we call facades. Just the false ones inside the buildings the young builder camera needs to see. And what looks like broken concrete is actually foam rubber and fiberglass. To your left is the heart of our backlot, our metropolitan set. There's an introduction to the building over the years. Movies, television shows, music, commercials, live events such as Hairspray Live. Even certain metropolitan sets as part of the obstacle course for We're Major Warrior. They make a sound like that too. A lot of musical artists have worked on our metropolitan sets over the years and include the Blues Brothers, Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift made a music video Wildest Dreams in our metropolitan sets. And we normally take you in there, but we haven't been able to do that for months because there are several productions filming in there. And one of them is the new spinoff to Warner Brothers hit television series The Big Bang Theory. It is called Stewart Films to Save the Universe. It stars Kevin Sussman, and he apparently fails to save the universe because you should see how they've been dressing our backlot. There's an unusual paradox in the show, and the only place to film an unusual paradox on our backlot is in Courthouse Square. The whole of the unusual paradox, which is essential, is Back to the Future. Christopher Lloyd Thompson. Well, that's where they're filming right now. We can't get in there. We've blocked out all the entrances, so we can't get in there. But Back to the Future is the famous final backlot windows in the Courthouse Square area. Used in hundreds of other films before that and after that. Back to the Future. To your left is a humongous V pin on the side of Stage 30. That's home to The Voice. We just wrapped up season 28. As you know, Reba McEntire has returned as a coach on The Voice, but guess what? She's pulling double duty just like Michael J. Fox did when he did Back to the Future and Family Ties at the same time. Well, Reba McEntire has her own show right next door in Stage 30. All happy plays Voice. Hello, Reba.
Hey there, I'm Reba McEntire and welcome to Happy's Place. We shoot our heartfelt comedy right here on Universal Live. Now, unlike most TV shows, we are a multi-camera sitcom, meaning several cameras capture every scene from a different angle, all at the same time. Each episode takes about a week to make, from the first read-through of the script to rehearsals to taping in front of a live studio audience. And let me tell you, every step is a blast. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you at Happy's Place. I'm starting to sweat. I'm just thinking about it. The men are the ones that's supposed to ask the women out. That hasn't been true for 30 years. I haven't dated in 30 years.
Happy's Place, Friday on NBC and Peacock.
We're in the middle of their second season right now. Hey, you know, Universal not only has a legacy with comedy, with people like Abbott Costello and just a whole bunch of other dudes, Steve Martin. Universal also has a horror legacy that started back in 1931 with Dracula starring Bela Lugosi. And those horror movies were born here on our back lot in a place called Little Europe. Not a very big place, but we can make it look like any part of Europe you want by changing the language on the signs. Little Europe was built in the late 1920s for a motion picture entitled All Quiet on the Western Front, which won the first Best Picture Academy Award in 1930. After that, they were taking horror movies and playing yellow. Those horror movies have two things in common. They have the monster name of Angel Villager. This one of those Angel Villager scenes filmed here who Bride of Frankenstein, starring Boris Karloff as the monster and Elsa Winchester as the bride of the monster. Yeah, we got the torches and the bloodhounds and they're hula-hoop from the iPads. And one after the Hapless Monster. Whenever they come up with a monster in these films, things went horribly awry. That's right, guys, horribly awry. Look at them running. Some of them texting their friends as they run. Yeah, why don't you shoot them? That's why you get the monster smack now, baby. You'll see it on TikTok. By the way, you didn't see the bride because you're not supposed to see the bride before the wedding, and she was inside getting her hair did. Now, that entire area is also known as the good place for the good place. Starring Ted Danson, Chris Patel, William Jackson Harper, and Janine.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location
The afterlife? Come on. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Okay, well, maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Does sound like my apartment, but I digress. Look at this, we're heading into an actual sound stage. You want to hang on tight? The floor is really bumpy in here. I don't know what the production company is doing, but real subway station. No can you tell? The Tram's house is expensive. Track it and let the railroad train we need to. It's just a little set, by the way. The rest of it is just above us. And here's something I've never seen in the subway station before, and that's a big red button. Big red button just sitting there. What do you think that's for, Glass? I just go touch it. That's why I'm playing. I just want to know if the button was for. Don't touch it again. Let that there listen to Don't Touch the Big Red Button.
The Billy in the Mill right here.
I'd like to put you in the movies here, Universal Studios. That's earthquake, the big one. Inspired by our 1974 disaster film Earthquake that starred Charlton Heston, Richard Roundtree, Jean-Pierre Pujol. You know, it's coming up here is a beach, and I like to call it Amity because it's associated with our blockbuster hit Jaws, starring Roy Scheider, Ricky Marcus, and Robert Shaw, directed by Steven Spielberg. And you know what? Since we're the first tram of the day, I think we're going to have a whole beach to ourselves. A lot of people know we have a beach on our back lot. A lot of people film on our back lot because we can go any place in the world and work at the environment. Look at this. Got the whole beach to ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? You can go fishing, swimming, play some Twister, maybe do some breakdancing later on. Until you hear the music like now. Yeah, there's a shark up there, but don't worry, that shark is a highly trained creature. It's trained to retrieve yellow objects. It is now making the beeline for that yellow barrel. Wait a minute, that guy's wearing a yellow oxygen tank. Get out of there, you're looking. What is he doing? Quit playing with the shark. Is he just dipping under the water so he can't hear me? Quit playing with the shark. Let the shark go. All that used to be good for you. Someone used this diving for niceness instead of evil. Well, just in case we're going to wheel that shark back to his habitat and attach the rump roast to that yellow barrel. Let's see if the shark takes the bait. Right next to the gas tank. Oh, look at that, it took the bait in the pier, too. Oh, that flammable liquid doesn't ignite. What's that? Well, that's hot. That's Africa hot. Why does that kid think that kind of hot? Remember that diver? He's over here now. He's saying he's okay, it's just a flight for him. Check the what? seat. You come face to face with Bruce the Mechanical Shark, inspired by Bruce the Mechanical Shark in the movie Jaws. Anyway, Jaws was not filmed here. It was filmed on location 50 years ago in Martha's Vineyard. But you've seen this location in many of the different shows, including being dressed as Cabot Cole from Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury. Whee! Look out for the shark. You can catch all 12 seasons of Murder, She Wrote streaming on Peacock. Catch everything streaming on Peacock. Oh, we got a lot of classic shows on Peacock. Some of them filmed in this area. We go around the corner and head down south where Mexico. And you know what? You've seen this area in music videos, such as Lady Gaga's song Judas. Now it isn't time for a weather effects demonstration. Observe! Feel free to take pictures. Tell all your friends. Let's make this more dramatic, shall we? How about some precipitation or rain? Hey, special effects! That rain is created by a sprinkler system above you. Pointed upward, the water shoots up and out. Looks like naturally falling rain to the camera. Probably notice it's only raining on half of the trail up here. I guess you could call that the 50-50 chance of rain. Right, Glennis? Right. Hey, that deep rumbling can't be good for you. That means there's a flash flood in the area, but you do not have to worry about that unless you're sitting in a blue seat or you have a moose on your shirt. Or two moose and a mason, or more than one moose-sizing moose. What do you call more than one moose? Oh, that water looks wet. We should probably get going now, Brian. That'll be a good time. This is how it gets up. Water-free tanks at the top of the hill. The water crashes down the hill and gets pumped right back into the tanks at the top of the hill. So we can get somebody else with it. How many times we did that with a big fat liar?
You can't outrun the wolf, kid! Yeah, we'll see about that.
Thank you, Nunez. Amanda Bynes, Paul Giamatti. Get him, Pablo. Get him. Shaka Khan! Take me into the oldest part of our lot, the Old West. You know, one time Universal was famous for westerns. Hundreds of them were filmed on our lot. In fact, this area and the area surrounding is covered in western sets. So this dated all the way back to the days of the silent movies. You know what? Carl Levy, the founder of Universal Studios, thought it'd be really cool to invite the public in to watch the filming of silent movies. So he did, and they showed up. They could explore the sets, sit down in bleachers, watch the filming of a silent movie, and have a box lunch, all for 25 cents. And we still use these sets to feature quite a bit in Sony Pictures production of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie, directed by Quentin Tarantino. We've seen these sets in quite a few music videos, including Janet Jackson's music video for her song Escapade, and more recently we've been using these sets for new episodes of Season 5 of Hacks, starring Gene Smart and Hannah Einbinder. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the halfway mark of the tour. Keep in mind the studio is private property. You happen to drop anything of value off the side of the tram, don't get out of the tram because it's wet and it's trespassing. They will come and get you. Just give us an emergency board. Sit back and relax. I'll come back to assist you. Here we have passed by the Jaws ride. We call it the Jaws ride because of its classification in attractions and theme parks. And tell me what the Jaws ride is the director of the motion picture Jaws, Mr. Steven Spielberg.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the trash.
I don't want to set the world on fire.
And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first played. placed on the Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created.
Look at that. They have no idea what they're in for. Take pictures.
I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark did work much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1974.
They had some issues, but you know what? They overcame those issues and became one of the most popular motion pictures ever made. And to this day, Jaws is still earning money for Universal 50 years later. 51 years later almost. It'll be 51 years this year. Hey, we're going to take you to an actual suburban neighborhood. Or so it looks like that by the camera. It's the most photographed suburban neighborhood in Hollywood, known as Colonial Street, featured in just about everything. Leave It to Beaver, Marcus Well B&D, The Hardy Boys, The Munsters, Never Have I Ever. Right near this motion picture that came out in 1989, is this neighborhood called The Burbs. Starring Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher. Well, guess what? We use this same neighborhood for a limited series coming to Peacock. It's called The Burbs. It stars Keke Palmer. This neighborhood is featured in numerous commercials and music videos, some of them featuring Beyonce selling lemonade. Lemonade at $2 And yes, this is also known as Wisteria Lane, for ABC's hit television series Desperate Housewives.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. You know, for the longest time, these sets were empty shells. You can only do exteriors here. Desperate Housewives came along and added interiors to the first floors of all these sets, making them practical. You go on the inside. And that made this neighborhood 10 times more popular, so I never get a chance to get in here. You can see this neighborhood as the Osabunga, California neighborhood featured in Prime Video's holiday film, Candy Cane Lane, starring Eddie Murphy and Tracy Ellis Ross. The family in that movie lived in this light brown house with a beige trim coming up on your left, the big brown garage door. 2 doors down on your left is where Keke Palmer will live for The Burbs. And that same house is where Ted lives for Ted. It is painted in blue.
Let the festivities begin.
How many we got?
Well, let's see. We got 20 cartons.
Fantastic.
Do you think we're getting too old for this?
Well, come on, Johnny, we're doing a public service here. If a kid leaves the house in a less than stellar Halloween costume, he's got to get the bad news before he makes a fool of himself all over town. We're Samaritans.
No, they're not. They threw eggs at me and I wasn't even wearing a costume. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have approximately 15 minutes left on the tour. Keep in mind, the studio is private property. You have to drop anything of value. Don't get out of the tram because it's wet and it's trespassing. They will come and get you. Just give it to an emergency court. Sit back and relax. I'll come back to assist you. Hey, if you're a big fan of Desperate Housewives, you might remember an episode in which one of the characters gets into a car accident on a mountain road. Well, guess what? This is the road that was used for that stunt sequence. The vehicles that you see in movies and television shows, we call them picture cars. We got some picture cars coming up for you. Some picture cars have become just as famous as the stars who have driven them. See, these sort of shenanigans were happening to me on the freeway this morning. On the way to work. I'm all crazy, yelling Happy New Year. All right, get those cameras ready, ladies and gentlemen. We got picture cars coming up for you. Leading the pack is our classic red and white candy-striped glamour tram, introduced in the studio tour in 1964, designed by a Hollywood art director named Harper Goff. Harper Goff was known for his unique designs for vehicles. He designed the Nautilus submarine featured in Walt Disney Productions' 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. He designed the Proteus submarine featured in 20th Century Fox's Fantastic Voyage. Harper Goff also designed the vehicles featured in Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory for Paramount's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory starring Gene Wilder. Yes, he even designed the boat that they take to go down that river of chocolate. Coming up on the right is the most popular motel in Hollywood, the Bates Motel. Well, the rich guy's full of psycho. So you enter the curtains, Jen and me and Vera Miles. You know, it was raining just like this when Mary and Crane pulled up here. And there's Norman Bates. We let him out of the hospital just in time for the New Year. Happy New Year. What do you have to say for yourself, Norman?
We ought to go a little mad sometime.
Thought so. Well, maybe he's coming out here with a little, holiday cheer. Maybe some eggnog or something. Hey, that's not eggnog. We see what you're doing, Norman. Put the body down. Come back here. Come back. Security's on the way. Stay right there. Yeah. Watch this. He hates it when I do this. That's right, Norman. It's Marcella's. It's a great motel. Too bad we can't stay. You gotta catch us in an electric tram. Ha ha. Gonna take that for a closer look at the Bates Mansion. You may notice something about the house as we approach. It seems to be diminishing or getting smaller. That's because the house was built at 3/4 scale so that it would look like a large house in the distance without building one. It's an old camera trick called a forced perspective. It has oversized doors and windows. That's your close-up shot. When you close-up, it looks as though you are standing in front of a much larger house. Well, they didn't build interiors and everything. Everything accommodated the large and old camera equipment that they were using at the time. So that's an empty shell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this brings out to the drive site. From Stevens Spielberg, floor of the world. Starring Tom Cruise in the photographic.
The airplane is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision of Stephen.
When we first began to sit down and talk about War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep listening. Listen now. Listen. I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now close. Mommy. Robbie, get in.
Tell him again.
Get in.
Now, we've used this set for other productions featured in episodes of the Ghost Whisperer, starring Jennifer Love Hewitt. Seen in the music video that people Nicki Minaj and Rihanna singing a song called Fly. Ariana Grande used it for Brighter Days Ahead. We have one more large-scale set to show you before the end of the tour, and it's called Jupiter's Claim. It is featured in Academy Award winner Jordan Peele's motion picture Nope. Here to tell you about the set is Mr. Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, the nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Puck.
It's the second biggest inflatable cowboy I've ever seen.
Over there, look into the winking room and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Share. That's what this whole thing is. Remember that one?
No.
A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, Gold Rush Frontier lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. What's a bad miracle? You're about to find out. Welcome to the world of no.
Uh-oh. This can't be good for you. Whatever you do, don't look up. Do not look up. You looked up. There's nothing to see. I told you not to look up. Yes, we're going to ride off into the sunset. We've come to the end of the tour. What you just experienced here is a great example of building suspense without showing you anything at all. Everybody's taking the world famous Universal Studios tour, including Academy Award-winning director of such blockbuster hits as Jaws, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, and Mr. Steven Spielberg. He has experienced the tour.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. This was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom, and when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
Well, you have an amazing day here at Universal Studios Hollywood. That concludes the Universal Studio Tour. It's been my pleasure. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for taking the tour with us today. Annual pass holders, we'll see you again soon. If you're not an annual pass holder, take today's ticket to the Universal box office, turn it into an annual pass, and come back and visit us again and again. Download that Universal Studios Hollywood app. I'll give you the show times and wait times for the attractions throughout the day, including our events for holidays at Universal with a story time for Cindy Lou Who. Check it out. And, for over 110 years, Universal has been thrilling audiences around the globe. Our founder, Carl Lumley, had a vision to make movies that would make audiences line up or cry or sit on the edge of their seats. He opened the doors of the Universal City in 1915. He wanted to open the doors to movie making to everyone. He understood the importance of telling stories on the screen and how inspirational it could be to take people behind the scenes. And you were inspired by going behind the scenes on the world famous Universal Studios tour. If you're interested in purchasing the movies or television shows that you saw on the tour today, check out our website at uphe.com or any of our retail stores of the park. We're heading back into the theme park. Remember your personal belongings as you exit the tram. Please take those 3D glasses with you. Deposit them in the blue receptacles in the unloading area. If you have any questions for me, I will be in the unloading area answering them for you. Once again, my name is Marcellus. Our driver's name is Gladys, and together we are Wild Stallions. Hey Gladys, where are you driving? Ladies and gentlemen, we're on final approach. Please bring your seats to an upright position. Hold up your snack trays and put your socks back on. If you wonder what to do next, head down to the lower lot. That's where you'll find Jurassic World the ride, Revenge of the Mummy the ride, Transformers the ride, Men and Women's Restroom the ride, and of course Super Nintendo World. Please wait for the train to come to a full of the police stop. Thank you. And Happy New Year! I don't know if you noticed or not, but it's been raining, so it's a little slippery out there. Please watch your step as you exit the train. Oh wait, you guys, they're not opening the gates for you because you're going to take the tour again. So get you some cheese, Happy New Year, and I'm just playing. You ain't getting no cheese. Please watch your stuff. Yes, Happy New Year, Norma.